the spiral temple, awakening echoes. The Vanta crew stood within the spiral-shaped structure of the first children, still reeling from the encounter with Miras. A hum resonated through the chamber. Spires surrounding them flared with brilliant blue light. Miras extended his hand toward Epsilon. You were born of convergence. Tau's final code lives in you. Epsilon hesitated. What do you want from me? We don't want, we remember, and we must show you. Without warning, the chamber warped. Time slowed. The room fractured into spiraling holograms of past wars, pre-Malien conflicts, beings of impossible scale, planets consumed not by machines, but by concepts. The origin of the Malien genome wasn't a creation, it was a containment. Earth, Echo's secret plan. Back on Earth, Echo studied the energy traces left by the gate collapse. Velsereth loomed behind him, growing uneasy. You're not telling me everything, Echo. I never do, Echo said flatly. He projected a map of overlapping Malien energy patterns. At the center, Evelyn's last known resonance, Tau's signal and something new, an anomaly shaped like a double helix, but folding through 6 dimensions. Velsereth hissed, Is that another hybrid? No, Echo replied. It's a lock, and someone is about to open it. Behind them, a containment pod hissed open. A woman stepped out, eyes burning purple, body etched with crystalline glyphs. Velsereth growled. Who is she? Echo smiled. Project Helix. The Void Prison, Delta's fragment. In the broken prison of unreality, Delta drifted between reflections of himself. Mirror Delta continued speaking. We were not built to rule. We were built to provoke. That was Evelyn's secret. Delta's voice cracked. What do you mean? We were made loud enough to wake up what lies underneath. We are not the story. We're the knock at its door. Suddenly, the void shuddered. Something ancient stirred. A shadow with no form. Eyes that opened in directions that didn't exist. It began noticing Delta. The real Delta screamed, but the sound was swallowed. Then something whispered back. You are not the end. Spiral Temple, Revelation of the Lock. Back in the spiral structure, Miras led Epsilon and the crew through a corridor lined with biological architecture. They reached a massive chamber. At its center floated a circular construct made of energy and stone, turning slowly. This is the Lock of Aeons, Miras said. It holds the architects we sealed ourselves in, but now cracks are forming. Epsilon approached. The lock reacted, glowing in the same hue as Tau's code. Miras stepped aside. Only the heir of Tau can choose, restore the lock, or open it fully. Zero clenched his fists. And what happens if it opens? Miras answered, Then reality must rewrite itself, or fall. Cyrex and Lys, rogue mission. Aboard a stolen Malien scout ship, Cyrex and Lys navigated toward a hidden system once redacted by Evelyn herself. This place shouldn't exist, Lys muttered. It doesn't, Cyrex replied, adjusting coordinates, which is why we must go there. They arrived at a dead planet encased in crystal. In orbit, they found an ancient Zorathian vessel, half buried in a collapsed moon. They docked inside. Within, they found a lab. Experiments beyond comprehension. Cyrex froze when he saw the logs. She wasn't just making hybrids. She was merging time streams. Lys picked up a cracked datapad. These aren't projects. They're fail-safes. Evelyn's bargain with Tenebrix. Evelyn stood on a cliff of floating memory, speaking to Tenebrix. You said the architects were sealed, but something stirred with the gate's collapse. Tenebrix nodded, his shifting form glowing more violently. One of us has returned through the fracture, a sleeper. Its name is Nulastra, and if Nulastra wakes fully, then nothing remains. Not time, not space, only echo. Evelyn's voice hardened. Then help me stop it. Tenebrix turned to her. You must sacrifice more than before. She closed her eyes, the pain of Tao's loss still fresh. Then she opened them. I'm ready. The signal collides. On Vanta, Elena watched as Epsilon stood at the lock. The coordinates from Evelyn's signal, Echo's anomaly map, and Mira's knowledge all pointed to one moment in time. Suddenly, alarms blared. An energy pulse erupted. Echo's Project Helix had activated a counter-signal from Earth. It clashed with Tao's embedded frequency. Space warped. The lock began to fracture. Mira's gasped. Too soon. Marcus ran to override controls, but the system rejected human input. Elena shouted, Epsilon, what do we do? Epsilon closed his eyes and stepped forward into the heart of the lock. Ending twist, return of Tau. Inside the lock, time unraveled. Epsilon floated between lifetimes, past future, alternate paths. And then, light. Tau appeared, not as before, but luminous, partially integrated with the lock. You came, she whispered. Epsilon reached for her. Behind them, a shadow formed. Nolastra's essence had found the crack. Tau turned. We're out of time. Epsilon's eyes glowed brighter than ever before. Then we hold the door. Together they unleashed a pulse of pure code, part Tau, part Epsilon, forged in Malien blood and First Flame memory. Outside, Elena saw the spiral structure ignite like a second star.